Today we're going to be covering the remaining tabs in the drywall ceiling condition. Starting with insulation, you'll notice that we have one field for batts insulation. If you turn that on, we are going to ask how many layers of insulation you're going to be applying. We are going to ask the thickness, so this is going to be basically the same width as your stud, and then the width here is going to be how far apart your studs are spread. So this would be your on-centers for your studs, so that's why you have 24 inches in the width. Ultimately, you have the type, so what type of insulation are you going to be applying to your ceiling here? Now, there's not really much more to go over in the insulation tab, so we're going to move right on to the count tab. In the count tab, these are additional labor fields, and when you turn them on, we do give you additional tools in your takeoff screen to be able to draw these. Now, ultimately, count is referring to when I click down on the takeoff screen, how many do I want this to actually account for? If I put 1 and I have 200 sprinklers that I have to count, well, then I'm going to be clicking on the takeoff screen 200 times. The benefit to that is I can individually drop those sprinklers wherever they're going to be located. The other option I have is I can type in 200 and I can go click one time, and then the program's just going to count 200 sprinkler cutouts for me to go add the additional labor in. Now the downside to that way is it's not going to give you the individual locations. It's going to calculate all 200 from the same spot. So, pros and cons to each one. But ultimately, all this is going to be doing for you is giving you an additional labor line for you to calculate that labor and the time it's going to take to cut that sprinkler out, to cut the speaker out. If you have lights that need to go in, any of that information, you can calculate that info here. If you do want to change the description, click that three-dotted button. And if the option for you isn't out here, go ahead and click the blue plus and create your option that you'd like to see. Just remember that whatever you use as your description is going to be used on the labor screen for your description as well. The next tab that we're going to talk about is the miscellaneous tab. So this is going to be a catch-all for you. Now, as you'll notice, we do provide metal clips in here for you by default. So you just simply turn on the one that you need based on whether you're using furring or whether you're using channel if you're using the suspended ceiling condition. In this case, we have both of them turned off because this is a stud frame ceiling. However, if we were converting this to a suspended ceiling, we could turn any one of those on. If you do need any additional products for working inside of this drywall ceiling condition, feel free to use the miscellaneous tab to go ahead and create those miscellaneous products. Again, the miscellaneous tab is a catch-all into everything else. So if we didn't catch the material on the general tab, on the stud and trim tab, on the insulation tab, on the count tab, ultimately, this is the place where you're going to add any of that excess information or excess material or labor that you would need in your project. Now, if you do have any additional questions about the drywall ceiling condition properties, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'd be happy to assist you in any way we can. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.